Hi, and welcome to Becoming Cactuses. Today we're answering your questions on the municipal elections, which are coming up soon. They were originally scheduled for October 31st, but of course, like everything, got derailed with the war. Pushed off to January, now February. The 27th, the last Tuesday of this month. Will they happen for sure? Well, nobody knows, but we have to be prepared. Now, let me be real. Nobody wants to deal with this right now. Nobody wants to deal with politics and campaigning in the middle of a war. Even the candidates. But the important thing is we cannot freeze up. We cannot stop our lives because that is handing over victory to the enemy. So it's important to keep going and to keep moving forward and to keep living. Am Yisrael Chai. Now, it's a great honor and responsibility to be on City Council. It is a volunteer position, so we are campaigning to get you to choose us to do work for you for free. Sounds crazy, right? But it's an important part of community service, and really everyone who is in this is coming from a place of wanting to serve the community and making Tzfat better. So there are 12 lists for 15 seats. Now that means that at least 3 of the lists will get 2 seats. In the last elections there were 2 lists that did not get any seats at all, so there could even be more. Now it's important to know the placement of the people on your city council lists, because only the number 1 and number 2 positions have a chance of actually getting a seat at the table. For example, on the Chai list, Yochai Ezra is number 1 and I'm number 2. And so it means that the first block of votes that we get gives us 1 seat, and the next block of votes we get gets us another seat. Now, I'm really grateful that during this time of crisis, there is really no competition for my position, because the English-speaking community is completely united, and there's no other English-speaking immigrant candidate that is in a prime position running for City Council. So thank God we are united in this. And also, we're only one of 2 lists that has women in prime spots, and I want us all in. So just because there's no competition here, though, doesn't mean that you can sit back and not jump in, because the margin by which people have either gotten in or not, it has been as little as 10 or 20 votes in the past. And so each and every voice is really, really important, especially in such a small town as Tzfat, where we're 40,000 people, and 40% of us are children. And so there are about 24,000 eligible voters. We're expecting a turnout of about 17,000 voters on election day. And the English-speaking community makes up nearly 1,000 of those. So it's really important for everyone to get out and do our civic duty, even if it's cold, even if we don't want to have to deal with this right now, because we have to think about long-term, the future of Tzfat, the next 5 years. After, God willing, this war ends and we are rebuilding our lives and building a better future for ourselves and for our children. It's a really different system over here. It's not the same as the US or other countries we may be familiar with. The candidates don't debate or put out brochures or things like that. It's really a matter of choosing someone that represents you, that represents your values and the things that you want to see moved forward, whether it's maybe environmental responsibility or education or social services or whatever your vision and goals and values may be. You want to choose a candidate that you have their ear and they have your best interests at heart, and they will represent you in deciding what goes on, because the City Council is responsible for deciding on the budgets and allocating where our resources are invested. So it is a very important role. Another question that I get a lot is, where do I go to vote? Now, in normal elections, you would get a card in the mail. With the war, I'm not sure what's happening on that front, but anyways, the mail, yeah, it's hit or miss. So if you don't have a card in the mail, there is a website where you can go and look up your polling station. I can post a link to that. You'll enter in a little bit of info from your teudat zehut, and it will tell you where your polling station is. You can only go and vote at that station. There's no absentee voting. So if you're out of the country or you're in another city, it doesn't work. You have to show up in person in Tzfat and go to your registered voting station. The only exception for that is there are 4 accessible polling stations in the city. So if you have a disability and you need a special polling station, I can post more information about that. We already have volunteers from the community who have offered to help drive people to these polling stations. So if you need any help with that, let me know. Now you're going to bring your photo ID with you, and they will give you 2 envelopes when you walk in. You'll get a yellow envelope for mayor and a white envelope for city council. And you'll look at the yellow cards, and they will have people's names written on them. So you're going to choose the name of the mayor that you want, and you'll take that and put it inside of your envelope and seal that. Then you'll look at the white notes. Now the white notes, they're a little different. They're going to have 1 or 2, maybe 3 large letters in the middle, and then some small print at the bottom. So right around in the middle, you'll find Chai, Am Yisrael Chai. Check out Eyal Golan's hit song that he wrote for our campaign, by the way. It's smashing all the charts. And then you'll take this note and put it inside your white envelope and also seal that. Then you take both of your envelopes and you put them inside the little blue box. There you go. You voted. Congratulations. Now, these movie props are a little bit low budget. And one reason for that is we are an independent list. We are not affiliated with any of the big national parties. So our campaign is funded entirely by private donors. And so I wrote them on the back of scratch paper. If you'd like to contribute to our campaign, not to fancy movie props, but to newspaper ads, t-shirts, things like that, we're more than happy to have you on board. So we need all hands on deck for this election. Please, please reach out to your friends, especially people who are not as connected, maybe not on social media, and let them know the last Tuesday of February, the 27th, we are getting out and we are voting. No hibernating that day. We are getting out and letting our voice be heard and choosing life and choosing the future of Tzfat. We're also going to have more parlor meetings coming soon. I'll post more details on that. And as always, feel free to be in touch with me with any questions. Am Yisrael Chai.